Hello, I've got another song for you, and it's taken from the Bible, and it's called Joshua. Now Joshua, he was the young man who used to go around with Moses, and he learned from Moses because Moses was a real man of faith, wasn't he? And now Joshua became a mighty man of faith. And when Moses died, Joshua, the young man, he must have been timid at the idea of leading multitudes of people in Israel forwards into the promised land. But God said, be brave, be courageous, be strong. I'm with you, and everything's going to be all right. And you know, there's the story in there in Joshua. I'm going to sing about it now. Something happened, and what happened? There was a king. The king of Gibeon came to Joshua, and he said, "Please, would you help us? My country's we're surrounded by lots of soldiers all around my country, 5 kings and all their armies. The Amorites, they've come down the mountain and they're going to invade my country. Please, would you help me?" And Joshua said, "Yes, we will come and we'll help you." And God said to him, "I'm going to give you this land. You're going to win this battle." And Joshua was absolutely so sure that he was going to win the battle that when it came to evening and they were defeating their enemies, it was beginning to get dark. And Joshua said to God, "I want the sun to stay where it is. I want the moon to stay where it is and over the valley of Ekron. I want the sun to stay over Gibeon, where it is now, and until the battle's won." And actually, that's what happened. There was a complete sunny 24 hours, no night time. The sun stayed, and they won a great victory. So God was with them, and it was really amazing what happened. And it sounds very far-fetched, doesn't it? But you read it in Joshua chapter 10, the story. And in fact, recently, our modern day scientists have proved that story's true. They found somehow, when they're studying space, that there was 24 hours missing. And that's what happened. So I'm going to play now the little song called Joshua. And it's going to stimulate your faith and my faith. Okay. Joshua, the man of God, had fought his foes all day. He cried to God for help and then commanded the sun to stay. He told the moon it must remain and not move from its place until a battle had been won and God answered in grace. Oh, let Jesus rule, let Jesus rule. This is the only way. And God needs valiant men of faith. Oh, pray, beloved, pray. We live in days, the Bible said, when Satan's end is near, and so he tempts God's children and tries to make us fear. But oh, if we could only see the victory is won, for Satan is defeated by God. Joshua trusted God, so each Christian must do. For God is still the same today, great things he can do. Jesus Christ is Lord of heaven and earth and King of kings, and nothing is impossible, for Jesus rules all things. So let Jesus rule, let Jesus rule. This is the only way. And God needs valiant men of faith. Oh, pray, beloved, pray. There's only one way to triumph in the victory of the cross, and that is to let Jesus rule. Count everything but loss. That way you'll find God's nature shines within you through and through, and Joshua's faith and answered prayer becomes a part of you. Oh, let Jesus rule, let Jesus rule. This is the only way. And God needs valiant men of faith. Oh, pray, beloved, pray. And that's what happens when we let him rule completely in our hearts and in our lives. Then the words of Jesus come true in Mark 16, that we can ask what we will and it will happen. You know, Jesus said in Mark 16, didn't he? Go into all the world and preach the gospel. And he speaks about miracles. We'll be doing signs and wonders and miracles if we'll only believe. But you know, if we look at Joshua, he was able to do the miracles because he believed, and that was an amazing miracle that's been proved. And Jesus said, greater signs than these will you do, because I go unto my Father. And if you know Jesus in your heart, let him take first place in your life. And that's when your life really begins. That's where the joy begins. And you know, with the coronavirus around us, with all the problems that there are, the Lord needs you. The Lord needs you. And the Lord needs me. You in your small corner and I in mine. We do those things God has planned for us to do. He's got a plan for your life. It says, doesn't it? You remember in Psalm 139, verse 17, that there's a book there and it's got your name on it. There's a book with your name. There's a book with my name. Everything about us, if you read the whole psalm, you find God says, you've searched me. David says, Lord, you've searched me and you've known me. You know what I'm going to say next. You know when I'm going to sit down, when I stand up, when you know if I'm feeling depressed, you know when I'm feeling elated. And you scheduled every day of my life since before I began to breathe. And you know, if we allow God to take over our lives, though we go through trials, I'm 84 this year. And you know, I've been through quite a lot of things too. And I'm sure you have too. But I've found that through it all, the Lord's been with me and he's drawn me closer to himself. So may God bless you. God bless.